Okay, good evening, everybody. I am Krista Hawkins, and I'm a qualified national marketing director with the Juice Plus company, and just super excited for you all to hear my good friend and a mentor of mine in this business, Debbi Walton, who has been in the health and nutrition industry for almost 40 years. And she is a master personal trainer, so she can still work out like a boss, and she is certified in plant nutrition from Cornell University. And I have heard her speak many times, and I'm really excited for what you guys are in store for. So I don't want to take any other time away from her. We're gonna see what she has to say about how the secret is in the pharmacy. So Debbi, you take it away.
Thank you so much, Krista, and thank you so much for getting this call together, because I know you and I share something. We share a great passion for helping people take their healthy back, get back health control. And I want all of you listening to think about how many people you know whose lives have been touched with heart disease. My mom had a heart attack at 29. My grandmother, her mom had a massive heart attack. I think she was about 53, and it really hindered the rest of her life. Both maternal and paternal, as far back as we know, died too young of heart disease. So it is the #1 killer in America. I'm pretty sure all of you know someone that is dealing with high blood pressure, high cholesterol. That is heart disease. And hopefully you don't know anyone that's had the incidences, but hang on, because you will. How many of your lives have been touched with cancer? That is a particularly sad disease, because we do see the treatments and they can be kind of rough. So even though less people die of cancer than heart disease, I think we fear it more. How many of you know people with autoimmune disease? I really want you to think about this. When I was in high school, there was not a name for for fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue. There weren't enough people with those symptoms to even name them. And now we all know someone. Diabetes is skyrocketing. That's actually an autoimmune disease. MS, they're calling it an almost epidemic in young adults. What is going on, you guys? And one more thing, allergies and asthma. When I tell someone in their 20s that I didn't know a single person in high school with allergies or asthma, this is the look I get. They think it is normal. Allergies and asthma are a dysfunction of the immune system. So what I want you to think about is what has changed, and what I'm going to propose is the biggest change is that we have left the farm. Your grandparents probably grew up on a farm. I know mine did. And then my mom left the farm when she was when she was 19, maybe 18. And, fast food was introduced, packaged foods, and now there's more chemicals in some packages than real food. And that is what I am going to propose to you, and I really want you to think about it. That is part of the majority of the problem, is what we are eating and not eating. Our body is wonderfully and fearfully made, and I believe that the design demands a creator, a designer. However you believe our body came into existence, you cannot doubt the intricacies. It is the most intricate machine known, and man has not been able to duplicate it. We are all very similar on the inside. We all have a very similar skeletal system, circulatory, heart, kidneys, everything, gut, very similar. Then why do we function so differently? Well, did you know that this amazing body was designed to function optimally on plants? and lots of them, a wide variety. The science is clear now. I mean, they've been saying for years and years, I mean, our moms told us to eat our vegetables, right? But for years, they've been saying 5 a day. But the government, the American Cancer Society, the American Heart Association, all the health institutions, if you will, are saying we need more fruits and vegetables than we ever dreamed, and we need a variety because the strength is in the synergy. For each different color, you gain different health benefits, and as they lock together, the whole is far stronger than the isolated. So you don't want to just eat 3 apples. You want to eat an apple and some grapes and some kale, and you want to pick from every different color and mostly raw. And I don't know if you can read on your screen, but these are good for every thing from preventing cancer to protecting our DNA. That's aging, you guys, and cancer. Lowering the risk of heart disease, keeping our eyes strong, our bones strong, and our brain strong. And that one is really in the news. Alzheimer's is skyrocketing. And we do know, they do have the science out, that fruits and vegetables can slow down the progression of Alzheimer's. I think one day they'll allow us to say that it can even decrease the incidence. So I used to take a lot of vitamins. I don't know about you, but about 29 years ago, the first study came out. It was done in Finland with thousands of participants, and they isolated beta carotene and vitamin E out of food. They took it away from its natural environment and showed that it increased the incidence of cancer. I remember being shocked by that because I was taking a very pricey multivitamin. I never put cheap stuff in my body. I tried not to anyway because we're too valuable. But now there have been so many nutrients proven that they are not doing good and could even be harming us, like calcium, raising the risk of a woman's heart attack risk by over 30%. And you might ask, how is that possible? Well, only 2% of a calcium supplement will get into a woman's bones at best. Where does the other 98% go? Some of it is causing calcification of the arteries. So this is for doctors, you guys, the Annals of Internal Medicine. This is written for the American College of Physicians. Stop wasting your money on isolated vitamins, multivitamins, vitamins that have been taken away from its natural environment. So they're wanting us to get back to consuming the whole plant. Look at what is in an apple. These are 400 nutrients known in an apple. It's estimated there may be as many as 10,000 nutrients. We just haven't discovered them yet. And if you look closely, you can read creatine, vitamin C, you can read vitamin E, calcium, but there are nutrients that I can't even pronounce and that have certainly not seen the inside of a multivitamin. Why doesn't a multivitamin have all these nutrients? Because they cannot duplicate nature, and they can't market them well because they don't know exactly what each one do yet. But as they discover what they do, you better believe that they'll try to add that next super nutrient. But what we're finding out is there's not so many super nutrients. It's all the nutrients we need. So compare just an apple to a typical multivitamin, and you'll see how short multivitamins fall. But not just because they don't have all the nutrients, but because it changes the chemical function of what is happening in the nutrient, in the body. So much so that the head, notice this name, Dr. David Katz, he is the head of Yale prevention and research, you guys, Yale. And he was quoted, has been quoted many times actually in many magazines and on TVs, many times quoted as saying that multivitamins are not what we thought they were. They sometimes are harming us. They are even being linked to increasing cancer, you guys. And so guess what the head of Yale Prevention and Research Center takes? He takes Juice Plus. What is Juice Plus? And he gives it to his kids. Well, I resisted looking at Juice Plus, I hate to say, but if you've been a little bit stubborn and you're joining me 14 years ago, I kind of didn't want to look at it because I thought it was just another multivitamin until my sister had some remarkable results that I could not deny. So I looked, and what I found is it was a totally different concept, not a multivitamin, but honey, I shrunk the fruits and vegetables. They go straight to the farm. Look at this beautiful green plants. They vine ripen, they test the soil, they dictate what kind of seeds the farmers can use. The quality control is amazing. And they check on these farms regularly. Farmers are lining up. They want to be Juice Plus farms. And then after this produce is vine ripened, which is critically important, you guys, because the majority of the nutrition is made from the nutrients in the soil combining with the power of the sun in the last few days on the vine. So if you pick it green and ship it and get it to the grocery store where it's really never had a chance to ripen, it has far less nutrition than the plant was meant to have. And then they throw all this beautiful produce into a vat with steel sharp blades, skin, seeds, and all. Look at these beautiful cranberries. And they flash dry it. I hope you can see on your screen the fiber in this cranberry. The exposure to oxygen is extremely minimalized, and Juice Plus helped develop, they're the only ones with this technology, the rapid drying at low temperature. That's really important because you do not want to cook your vegetables. You lose nutrition. And so they take 30 plants and put them in our capsules, and then 17 more and put them in, I believe, is the world's tastiest and most nutritious and extremely balanced smoothie mix. So if you are like the thousands and thousands of us that take our capsules or chewables every day and drink a smoothie, we are flooding our body with just under 50 plants every day. You guys, there is power in that. And when you've had whomever invited you to this Zoom chat tell you what has happened to them, believe them, because things happened to my family I was not expecting. I'm going to share that with you a little bit as we go on. And just this month, they were doing a small rollout testing to make sure they could keep up with production. But get this, everyone knows how incredibly healthy omegas are. Many people are taking a fish omega. There's some problems with fish omegas. Consumer Labs recently published that a large percentage of fish omegas are highly rancid. That means the oil has been heated to the point that it's oxidized and not good for you. Have you ever smelled vegetable oil that's gone rancid? Okay, you don't want to eat that. You don't want to take the fish oil that's rancid. There's another problem. They found PCBs, and other ocean toxins in many of these omegas. So why not go to the plant source, you guys? The fish eats the algae. So why not go straight to the algae? And our algae is clean, grown in an environment where toxins can't get to it. And then what about nature's balance, which we have found to be so much more powerful than isolation? So they have incorporated the amazing sea buckthorn berry. You guys, this is one of the toughest plants in the world. It grows in the harshest environments, and so it develops super strength, and that is where our omega-7s come from. They use the entire berry. They crush the berry, so you're getting whole food nutrition. They use the tomato seed oil, pomegranate seeds, safflower oil, and raspberry seed oil. We are extremely excited. Oh, no heat used in making they use the whole berry of the sea buckthorn. They press the oils out, so they are not using oil like they have to cook the fish to get the oil out. And then the capsule is sealed with a laser. That is brand new technology, you guys, in a vegan capsule. Pretty exciting. Ask whomever invited you about our omegas. So I wouldn't trust a label. I would never, I don't care how good the label looks. Someone about 2 years ago asked me about a protein powder, and I said, you know, every single thing in the protein powder said organic, 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 organic. And I said, you know, it looks good, but where's the research? Because anybody can put anything on the label. The next day, it hit the news that that protein powder, I'm going to leave it unnamed, but it is a huge seller in America, was tested by 3 outside labs, and it showed it had 2,600 times the amount of lead per serving allowed, and they traced it back to an organic Asian rice farm. You guys, you want outside research showing what is in the product. Is it in there, what they say is in there? Is there anything in there toxic you don't want in there? And does the body know what to do with it? You guys, there is no other nutritional product in the world. I want you to hear that. No other nutritional product in the world with anywhere near, not anywhere near. Try to find 2 studies on another product. Try to find 3. I don't think you'll find it, but it could happen. But you will not find 38 and growing. This is the top cardiology journal in America. Let me tell you what they found at the University of Maryland, and it was published in that top cardiology journal and highlighted as a must read for cardiologists the week it came out, that taking the trio, the fruit, veg, and berry, after a high-fat meal. Know anybody that eats a high-fat meal? Okay, high-fat meals can cause vascular constriction. So your blood vessels actually clamp down 40 to 60% for 4 to 6 hours. You guys, if you have any blockage in that is a dangerous place to be. And the high-fat meal blocks the release of nitric oxide so they can't expand for blood flow for 4 to 6 hours. This is one of the #1 reasons why Thanksgiving and Christmas is the top time for emergency room heart attacks. Okay, let's get our loved ones on Juice Plus before Thanksgiving. So anyway, taking the Orchard and Garden reduced that vascular constriction by over 60%. I've got it right here. I'm going to show you this. Taking the Orchard and Garden. Okay, but when you added the berry, the power of the berry, it reduced that vascular constriction to less than 1%. That is important information. It also showed other excellent positive effects on cardiovascular health. So please, you guys, get this word out. And then what about your immune system? Anybody concerned about their immune system? We are going into, it's already hit. I had a doctor tell me recently that they are seeing unparalleled amounts of colds really early on. It seems like from Halloween on, and actually I'm seeing colds and flus year round. Okay, but I want you to think about more than that. I want you to think about everything your immune system protects you from. We hope it is fighting cancer. We hope it is balanced, not unbalanced. Unbalanced immune function causes allergies, asthma, diabetes, autoimmune. Somehow that dysfunctional immune system is involved. First-year law students at the University of Florida were tested. In just 77 days, there was a 30% improvement in the immune balance, you guys. This is incredibly important. The first 77 days. What about when you've been on it for longer? Then what about inflammation? This is the buzzword. Well, it used to be. There's something that surpassed it, but doctors are still talking about inflammation. And I knew that Juice Plus was incredibly good for bringing down systemic, that's total body inflammation, because my husband, who was not a believer but took Juice Plus just because I said this is the best thing I've ever seen, in 2 weeks his joint pain started decreasing. He became a believer. It doesn't always happen that fast. It took a little longer for his rotator cuff, which can be very stubborn. But inflammation is either the cause or it makes situations worse. So it can either be the cause of a lot of all chronic disease, or makes it worse. In just 60 days, Juice Plus, the trio, fruit, veg, and berry, I wouldn't go without the 3. They are 10 fruits, 10 veg, 10 berries. But in just 60 days, it reduced total body inflammation 16 to 35%. What will it do when you're on it for longer? Okay, and then MD Anderson, do you recognize their name? One of the leaders in the cancer fight, chose our capsules and our fabulously healthy, nutritional, complete shake mix to study stage 2 to stage 4 ovarian cancer survivors. I don't think you could get a higher recommendation than that. And what they published in Gynecological Oncology was excellent protein status and improved quality of life. I call the complete my power fuel. It is not just healthy, it satisfies your cravings, it fuels you, it energizes you, it is incredibly effective for post and pre and post workout. And look at the foods it adds to those capsules: alfalfa, radish, broccoli sprouts, ancient grains, amaranth, quinoa, millet, pumpkin, pomegranate, spirulina, yucca, mushrooms, and pre-probiotics. It feeds the good bacteria in your gut. That's pretty important. So I'm going to move quickly through this. I'm not going to go into detail. I just want to show you this incredible 7-month study done in Graz, Austria, with the Anti-Terrorism Task Force, and it's published in the top journal for exercise physiologists, trainers, athletes. Some real serious athletes will read this journal. The Juice Plus, the placebo, okay, when you exercise hard, you breathe more, you burn more oxygen, you make more energy, but you also create more free radical damage. You oxidize protein. And after the 7 months, right before the exercise. Okay, here's the starting point, you guys. Before they increase their exercise load, we all have some oxidized protein in our body. This is what the entire group, those that would use placebo and those that would use Juice Plus, started with right here. Okay, but after 7 months, the group on placebo had increased their permanent protein damage by over 30%. Their diet could not keep up with that extra. Juice Plus participants, their damage increased 0, you guys, 0. The researcher was floored. This is why I hear over and over and over again, by the way, I'm trained in performance nutrition, that people, athletes, people that run, people that are trying to exercise don't get as sore, and they can work out harder the next day. They don't have as long a recovery, and they can run faster, and they can lift more weight, and they get better results. I don't know about you, but I like that. And then, if all this is going on the inside, it's got to show on the outside, and our skin is just our most visible organ. In just 60 days, improve microcirculation, skin density, thickness, and hydration. Enough said. I don't know about you, but I'll take it. Okay, probably, well, it is our most exciting study to date, and it's the last one I'm going to go into detail about. But they just published a study. Does Juice Plus protect your DNA? This is where your aging is. This is where cancer is made. We want to slow down damage to the DNA. Not only did it protect our DNA, which we'll get to, it reduced the lousy cholesterol. Those with inflammation, that lousy cholesterol is even more dangerous, more likely to cause some heart issues. It reduced it even more. So you have more to gain if you're sicker. And then that equals a 9 to 19% reduction of cardiovascular risk. You guys, that's in 2 months. 2 months. Okay, it increased their lean body mass. And here you go. In just 2 months, they saw over 1,600 genes turn the dial to the healthier. You fuel disease or health. Which way do you want to turn your dial? What you eat turns the dial. Nothing is neutral. So everything you put in your mouth, are you feeding disease or are you feeding health? And we have a fabulous children's health study. It's been going on for years. By the way, if you have a child, and moms are taking it prenatally, okay, so it's fabulous all the way through the child's life, but Juice Plus gifts it free, tagged on to an adult for 4 to college age, 4 years old to college age. Make sure you ask about that. How can a parent not take that free for your kids for 4 years just for filling out a health survey on their results? Okay, but they've seen such a reduction of going to the doctor. Right here in 1 year, 66% less doctor visits just for the kids, much less the adults, that they're actually studying the healthcare cost savings in disease prevention. What do you think that's going to do once this gets published? I cannot wait. They're studying the gut in stressed out nurses at the University of Memphis. Do you know anybody with gut issues? This is epidemic. Okay, we have trillions of bacteria in our body. We actually have more bacteria in our body than cells, human cells. They're just a lot smaller. The microbiome is a lot smaller, but so many. The problem in America is we are feeding the unhealthy bacteria. Every time you eat the junk food, the inflammatory foods, the sodas, you're feeding the unhealthy bacteria. No wonder we're so constipated and grumpy and burpy and acid reflux and Crohn's and inflammatory bowel disease. You guys, we can get a hold of this, okay? the microbiome is so powerful that they took the microbiome. It will override your willpower. So if you start feeding it healthy and get more good bacteria screaming for more healthy foods, the bacteria will actually create hunger drives, okay, either in the healthy or the unhealthy realm. They took bacteria of the microbiome from an overweight person and put it in a rat, and look at what happened to this rat. Okay, they took the microbiome from a thin person and put it in a mouse, and look at what happened to this mouse. Okay, so if you feel like you're trying to eat healthy but something is overpowering you, it really could be your microbiome. All you got to do is start feeding it healthy. And we have something to make it really easy. The capsules, the complete, and the Tower Garden. Juice Plus bought the rights from the guy that invented the amazing aeroponic garden from Epcot, okay? And if you'll see, it's totally soulless. It waters itself. Ask whomever invited you about this. We are putting ours in our garage this month. We'll grow all winter long. It comes with grow lights. We've had ours for 5 years. The taste is unbelievable, but look at the growth. This is day 1. This is day 34. You'll be harvesting and eating the most delicious produce, and I'm telling you, you got to taste it to believe it. People that think they don't like kale off the Tower. It's more tender and more mild. You just have to taste it to believe it. And so what does this all equal? It means there really is a path. There really is a way that you can take healthy back. My husband freely lets me share this. Before Juice Plus, I had tried for years to help him kick his soda, candy bar, a lot of calories, okay, a lot of calories going in from other foods too. And this belly fat, that is the most unhealthy fat. That belly fat is toxic. That is a direct contributor to cancer and heart disease. And so it really scared me for him. 2 months on Juice Plus, he was taking the capsules, not having to taste the produce, drinking the shake, loving them. They taste great. Okay, he said, Debbie, why are things starting to taste too sweet? Oh, I just thanked God. I thank God every day that we found fruits and vegetables in a capsule. He is so much healthier now. And it happened because he was flooding his body with plants. But maybe you don't live with a fitness trainer, so maybe you don't have the recipes as your taste buds start changing. We're going to gift those to you. If you like, we will give you free health coaching, you guys. Put you in a Facebook customer care group. If you're not on Facebook, we're going to take awesome care of you anyway. We're going to gift you free plant-based recipes. I didn't say meatless. I said just more plants. Okay, and we're going to make this lifestyle change doable for you. And if you want, jump in. The water is so good. Tomorrow, you guys, we start 10 days of jump starting to healthier living. It's not too late. We'll get you some product ASAP. So if you want in this, let whomever invited you know you want in. You don't want to wait until January. 10 days of jump starting all of the above that I shared with you. I promise you it's doable. You can do this. We're going to give you the recipes. We're going to teach you how to make the craziest best smoothies. I call it my only addiction. And we're going to give you simple workouts that are for beginners to advanced for free. You guys, ask us about it. So, last slide. The secret truly is in the pharmacy. Which way are you going to turn your dial? Will you keep going the standard American diet? That the initials for that are SAD. you guys, the standard American diet? Or will you allow us to help you turn that dial with one, it's simple change? The capsules or the chewables and the smoothie if you want it, and maybe the tower garden. Or maybe you want to join us on this mission. Maybe you've gotten like so excited like we are, and you want to share this with someone. Ask us about our mission because we're passionate about it. Thank you, Krista.
Thank you so much, Debbie. I really appreciate you taking time this evening. And I mean, always a wealth of knowledge. And, you know, I've heard you speak several times, and every time I take something else away, and it's just feeding the microbiome. You know, it sounds, we just got to feed it with the good stuff, the good food, and consuming more plants, just getting more plants in our diet. And I know that we talked about it, you talked about it in this presentation, but for all of you that are on the line or on the Zoom now, we have an amazing Healthy Living Revolution cookbook that is just part of our mission of inspiring healthier living. And it's a way for you all to cook with more plants. So we're super excited about that and all of the good information you gave us. So thank you, Debbie. And I'm going to stop the recording now, and then I will open it up in case there's any questions post-recording. Okay.
Thanks.